What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be replacing the central hydraulic fluid with a power steering fluid on the BMW 550i e60 chassis. This is the fluid that's used for the Dynamic Drive system, which incorporates the active swaybar and the power steering system. The fluid that it calls for is the CHF 11S central hydraulic fluid, which now is more expensive. I've seen it listed online between $20 and $30, sometimes above $30, but LiquiMoly actually makes a bottle that I got from FCP Euro for significantly less. I believe that this is only $8 or $9 per bottle. It's 1 liter, and it is the same physical color. It is green as well, and it is a direct substitute for the CHF 11S. In order to do this job, we're just going to need a drain pan or a bucket to catch the old fluid in. Obviously the new fluid, some gloves to protect your hands. I also have the car elevated on the race ramps. Now if we come over here in the passenger side of the engine bay, the CHF 11S reservoir is right here. Now you could actually suck the old fluid out of this with a fluid transfer pump or some type of suction tool and then refill it that way, but there is an easy way to drain it from the bottom where it goes into the cooler at the line, so that you can change all of the fluid and it'll come out via gravity by itself. So that way is a lot easier. Now that we're under the car and we take off the plastic belly pan at the front, we can see the radiator drain right here, and then immediately next to it there is this connector, and if you push this plastic in, it'll release it and you pull it off and all of the fluid will drain out. So that's what we're going to do next. Now that the fluid is pretty much empty from the system, we have the last drips coming out. We can see right here this red line on this line, so you know that the connector is not on fully if you can still see that red line. So we're going to let this drip a little bit more, and then we'll go under there and we'll push that connector back on and make sure it's fully seated. Just give the connectors a nice cleaning so no debris or road grime gets in the way of having it clip back on. So that looks nice and clean now. So we're just going to go ahead, pop this back on. And as you can see, the red line is no longer showing, You can give it a tug just to make sure, and it's fully connected. So that looks nice. If we take a look at the old fluid, we can see it's pretty worn out. It's supposed to be green, but this is pretty dirty. That power steering pump, the fluid, the dynamic drive suspension, all of that, you know, it gets really hot, it wears it down. So it's good to have this fluid in top shape. As you can see, it's actually easier to do than an oil change, and it'll stop the pumps and seals from going bad. The final step now is to just refill the reservoir with the hydraulic fluid. We don't want to get that dirty. We don't want to introduce any dirt into the system. The last thing you want to do is start up the vehicle, top off the level, make sure that it's where it needs to be on the mark, and then check for leaks underneath the car. This process applies to other vehicles that have the same system inside of them. Some BMWs didn't have the active swaybar dynamic drive system and it was just the power steering fluid. Check with the manual and do your research to see which fluid is the right kind. Most BMWs nowadays use the CHF 11S hydraulic fluid or equivalent. And always remember, wear eye protection. The fluid is kind of nasty, it'll burn. They say not to get it on your skin. It's pretty corrosive, so just be careful with that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.